Hey, happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve. How are you? Comment below. Tell me who's watching. Um, come on in. What they say, come on in, come on in. Let me know who's watching. Let me know. I am excited, a little nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous today. But yeah, today we're gonna have a today is gonna be a good topic. It's gonna be a good topic. Happy Thursday, Mom. Happy Thursday. Um, share, like, comment, um, stick around for a little while. So today is Thursday, and it is the Repair of the Breach initiative, and the topic is strong friends. Comment below if you're a strong friend. Put your hand up, the 100 emoji, any of those to let me know if you're that strong friend, right? This live is dedicated to the friends, strong friends. So it is interesting because many people say, "Oh, I'm the strong friend. I bear the burden of everybody, and I do X, Y, and Z." But the burden of a strong friend is a legit burden, right? And a lot of not everybody can actually bear that burden, which the video before kind of helped, explain what it's like to obtain that type of strength and to be a strong friend. But it is a burden that is heavy, right? Because you bear the burdens of others as well as the burden of yourself, whatever you have going on personally. And so we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. If you have things, you already know how we get down, right? If you have things that you want to say, if it's hitting home to you, comment it, type it in the comments. If you like, man, or if you have something to say, well, what about this? Type it in the comments because we're going to talk about it. This is a safe place. We do not badger. We do not judge. This is not church, but if we got to pray, that's what we're going to do. Okay? Because we're not church, we churchy, but we want to be real and have a legit just chop it up session. And so invite your friends, your loved ones, your sister, your brother, whatever. Tell them to come on in. I have a special guest, but I'm gonna wait to like invite her in because I'm just like so excited. I'm gonna give you guys a few more seconds to come in, but let me know how your Thursday's going. Let me know how y'all feeling today, how y'all week been, whatever. But I am excited tonight because I'm not by myself again, right? And that's pretty funny because sometimes strong friends we feel like we're by ourselves. But I'm gonna leave that alone for right now. So tonight I have a special guest. Her name is the, and I say the because if you know her, honey, you know there's one and only. She is the one and only. Okay, Jasmine Jones, and I've known her probably a little over 10 years now, and she is the CEO of Jazz It Up Fashions. Look here, she's like, don't mind that noise in the background. That is my son, aka my bunny. He has no regard for what I have going on. He's gonna make noise. But she is she's like my fashion muse in a lot of scenarios. I mean, like, honey, when I tell you it's her being diverse for me. Like, she can make anything work. And I'm just like, yes, like, let's come on. But she is cool, to know her is to love her. If you don't like her, she don't care. But I mean, she's cool. She's real. And honestly, I'm so glad to know her. I'm so glad to even have her with us tonight. And there are a lot of strong friends that I know, but the Lord placed it on my heart to call on her for tonight. So there's no slight, there's no diss. I know that we are all struggling. All of the strong friends, we are all like struggling right now. And she even told me, like, you know what? I'm gonna need to get my life together because it's been, it's been one. And I can't, I don't know why God did why he's doing what he's doing, but we going with it, right? Here's the purpose. So there is only one. And before we get started, I have to shout out I gave her the name of media director. My media director, my best friend, my AKA my other strong friend, right? Because she's a strong friend to a lot of other people. Strong everything, really. Latasha, period. Hey, girl. Thank you so much for all of your support and helping me to display and pull off this vision that the Lord has given. I appreciate you beyond measures. And to everyone who has been supporting so far, thank you. But all right, I'm ready, Jazz. You ready? You ready, Jazz? She told me not to make her laugh, but it's hard to say.
Hello, everybody.
Hey. Uh-oh.
We're here. And yes,
We gotta
let's
fix
chill
this.
on the laughter tonight, okay?
Hey, Mama Timmons, how you doing? Now let me know if you can hear us clearly in the comments. Do we sound okay? How we sounding? One of my moms said, "Hey, Jazzy."
Look,
She already
I
know.
sideways got the live on my side so I can see the comments too. Hey, Mom.
Yes. Yes. I think your mom is on here.
Hey,
Hey, Mama
Mommy.
Say.
Hey. Y'all getting
Yes. So
real tonight. I
Jasmine.
told TK I didn't even have time to put no eyelashes on.
Yes.
We've come as you are as a
Yes.
person.
So Jasmine, tell us about yourself.
So, as TK has said, I am the one and the only Jasmine Jones. I am the CEO of Jazz It Up. Jazz It Up is compiled of a whole lot of different stuff, but all of it has something to do with fashion. I kind of made it my business a long time ago to encourage other women to be themselves, whatever that means, whether that's your look or whether it's how you feel about yourself. Jazz It Up is all of that. I'll help you look good, but my goal is to help you feel good while you look good. I also have another initiative, and that is my brand, which is Flourish Unapologetically, which also is under the umbrella of Jazz It Up, because when you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good and look good, it is your job to do that unapologetically, meaning you don't care what people think. I think I heard TK say when she was doing my introduction that if you don't like me, I don't care. And I don't, mainly because, I was not put on this earth to be liked. And as they always say, they didn't like Jesus, so who am I? And but this ain't church, right? So yeah, I was elated when TK asked me to do the strong friend segment. And I did tell her that, Lord Jesus, like, you could not have picked a worse time to ask me to talk about being a strong friend, because I'm tired of being a strong friend. But we're here and I am excited. And like she said, if you guys have questions, ask them down below and we will do our best to answer them. But I'm excited about tonight.
Thank you, Jazz. Look here, I don't know what's happening with my sound. It's always something. The enemy is like mad salty. Gotta be, because it was fine when we were backstage, but now we want to act a little jank. But I am excited, and I can't tell you how grateful I am to you being here. You could have said no, which you have no problem doing.
Not none. Not one.
No problem. with doing. And like, I'm just grateful that you didn't tell me no.
Oh, for whatever reason, I think I heard you say this too. And I apologize for my voice, y'all. I am sick, but I had to be here because I said I would. When you asked me, there was literally no hesitation. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, of course I'll do it. Because yes, I am a strong friend. I am the strong friend. And a lot of people don't even realize what that means. They don't know the secrets we hold. They don't know the infirmities we bear for other people just being the strong friend. And so yeah, I could have said no because that takes me to an emotional place. But I do feel like this is something that people need to hear, and they need to hear it the real way. You know what I mean? They don't need it sugar coated. And I say a few choice words, but I made up in my mind that that was not going to happen on this stage. But they need to hear what that means for real, and it doesn't need to be sugar coated in any way. So I'm elated to be here.
Absolutely, Jess. And I couldn't agree more. Like, there are, when people be like, oh, well, I hate when people say, you don't understand. Because it's like, even no matter what it is, because now, granted, if I've never been through that, obviously, like, I have
Mm-hmm.
empathy towards that thing, but like,
Mm-hmm.
you can't tell me that there are some things I don't understand,
Right.
because the way it's like, whatever our friends are carrying
Mm-hmm.
that we carry, we feel the weight of that,
Right.
right? So, and that's Bible.
Mm-hmm.
The strongest to bear the infirmities of the weak. I see my youth pastor in here. He said, just because we are tired doesn't mean we aren't strong. Being
Right.
tired is a byproduct of being strong. It comes with the assignment. Right?
Pastor Austin, I sometimes wonder why the assignment was given to me. That's my
Period.
struggle. Why do I have to have this assignment? And why have I had to have this assignment all of my life? Like I've bared the infirmities of the weak for a very long time. And I think that's where I am struggling right now. My struggle right now is I am the strong friend. And yes, I'm tired. And yes, I'm still strong. But who do I talk to? Like I know that we have the Lord Jesus Christ. I know that. But sometimes I want to hear somebody tell me it's going to be okay. You know, Sometimes I want to not only hear it, I want to see somebody make strides for it to be okay for me. You know what I mean? And as a strong friend, I think we tend to, since we know that we're carrying things for other people, we tend to harbor our own things and try to deal with them silently. And that becomes another burden, along with what everybody else is throwing on us. And it's not to say that I don't want my friends to give me their load. Like I'm here for that. I'm your friend. I need you to tell me, this is what you need to be helped, or I need you to vent to me. But sometimes I want to vent too. And not all the time. If I have your stuff and I have her stuff and I have his stuff, not all the time do I feel like you can even handle my little stuff. And so I just hold it. So not only do I got his stuff, her stuff, her stuff, I got my stuff too. And I got to walk around with all of this stuff and still smile so y'all don't say I'm mean, and still laugh when it ain't even funny, and still, reach out and touch somebody when I don't want to, because I am the strong friend. So sometimes, and I'm not, like I said, starting this out, I'm not saying I don't want them to give me their load. I just need somebody to give mine to sometimes. Like sometimes I just want to say, I don't want to hear it. I ain't nothing I can do about it. But that's not always how we're able to operate as strong friends.
Yeah. And Jasmine, I couldn't agree more. And like I said, I'm sorting out my sound over here. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm catching what you're saying. So I'm playing what you're saying on my iPad while I'm looking. Look here. I'm not, I don't care. The enemy is not giving it tonight. No, ma'am. But what I've heard so far is absolutely accurate, right? Because the effort in the relationship has to be reciprocated. I was just, oh my God. And that's literally the topic, right? That or the thing that people really don't, I don't think they really understand the term of, and that's the word of reciprocation. And like,
Hold on, TK.
and
I'm
like you
sorry. I
said,
don't want to
it
interrupt
doesn't
you.
mean that I can't carry the burden, or that I not, I don't want to. But like you said, it's sometimes we need to have people that are tangible, right? Like, yes, we have Christ, and that is absolutely the only person we need more than anybody else, right? Obviously, but he put people in place in our lives to allow them to be able for us to fall back on. And like you said, sometimes you be like, I was just, you be like, well, who's that for me? Who catches my tears?
Right.
Other than my Lord and Savior.
The
Who's able to?
reality of it is, though, TK, I saw what Pastor Russell said. The reality is, when you are the strong friend, there is almost never a complete group of strong friends together, right? You don't have a group of 5 people that are all strong. You typically have one strong or 2 strong friends and a group of weaker friends. And so they're not able to reciprocate the effort. They just can't, and it's not to say that we shouldn't be friends. It's just I, as the strong friend, recognize that they cannot reciprocate what I give. Not that they don't want to, they just either didn't grow up the way I grew up, don't have the um the background that I have in Christianity. Like, they just are not able to reciprocate it. Even if they wanted to, they wouldn't know what to say. They wouldn't know how to help me problem solve. And so expecting them to do that, I guess, is just not one of my expectations, because I know that they can't. So not everybody can reciprocate, and maybe that means I have to pick a different group of friends, but not everybody can reciprocate what I give.
And I had to finish what you heard. Look, I'm listening. Video, audio. We being real.
Right.
Listen. And that is absolutely the truth, right? And that goes to having what is equal relationships, right? And equal friendships. And that's the thing that, like you said, many strong friends don't have, right? And people could say, "Oh, well, you can come to me and talk." Not even the people that really, well, I've had a series of people not a series, but a few people to tell me, who confide in me or look to me to be the strong one. Well, you can come talk to me. You come. How? Because I don't, and that's not a dig or a diss, but that's my reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm telling you I'm weighed down by every, sometimes I want, because sometimes strong friends want to just be seen. We want our weight, the burden we carry, or us when we come down with a countenance of some sort. We want to be seen like, I see you, and I got you. Yep. Even if it's like, what do we need to talk about? It could be, let's go to Starbucks and grab our favorite drink. Yep. It could be, what you want to eat tonight? It's on me. You know what I'm saying? Those little things they go a long way when it comes to those type of dynamics. But the thing about it is, people don't think about that. They think about, well, you're always supposed to be strong. You can't show any signs of weakness, because then that means you don't trust God like you say that you do.
Right.
You don't believe God like you say that you do. Right. You don't
you can't be strong and be weak at the same time. I'm sorry, honey, but that's a conundrum because it's the truth. I can be strong and weak at the same time because I literally, that's what I am right now.
Right.
Right. And so even like I told you, when you told me, girl, I gotta get my life together because before we do this live, I told you, listen, I didn't have my past few days.
You're right.
And I didn't have my emotions in the disarray. Right. Because it's not like we said, you know, I think your mom just said the strong friend almost always have to have a different support system. You do.
Literally.
Right? You do. Yeah. And even if those are interchangeable, where like the people may be the same in some dynamics, that's fine as long as they're able to separate.
Right.
Right? Because I think I saw someone, okay, hold on, Elder Austin, hold on. Listen, I was just about to go there. Hold that right there. Hold it. Oh, park it. Water. Where's Naomi? Water. Park that one. Hold up. I think I saw somebody that said that they don't always like to share with their strong friend because they don't want to be a burden, right? And that's understandable, and that's okay to feel that. But at the same time, you have to recognize that your strong friend is your strong friend for a reason. So sometimes they have to be able to be that strong friend for you. And we're not saying we can't be, there you go, Naomi. We can't be that.
Please give me some water.
Right? You said what, Jasmine?
I said, please give me some water.
Listen. Okay, that means we gotta park that. Hold that. We gonna table that one. But you can't hear me? What you say? Jasmine, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I just can't hear you. You know, I'm gonna try this one more time, y'all.
Over here sounding like, you remember that tape recorder from Home Alone when he slowed it down?
Right. Can you hear me with your earbuds in though?
Huh?
Can you hear me with your earbuds in?
I don't know what you just said. Can you text me? Listen here. But yeah, so it's not like we're not saying that you can't be that, you know, we can't take your burden. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying that we don't ever want to not carry what you're carrying or you can't confide in us. We're just saying that we have to, it'll be nice if, oh, no, I don't know what's happening with my AirPods, Jazz. Sorry. It'll be nice for people to recognize us at the same time. So if you're that friend who's confiding in a strong friend, it'll be nice if you be like, you know, how are you today? Because most people who confide in a strong friend don't even ask how they doing.
Don't even ask, right?
And if you do, if they do, they don't care for the response or they go right over it, right? You be like, I'm okay. Instead of me saying I'm good, they don't recognize that I'm okay. There's a difference. There's a difference.
So, I had a situation that happened. Hold on, I'm reading Naomi's question. Are we aware of the type we are being strong for? Okay. So I want to go back to something TK said because I don't want it to come across as if my friends are burdens, because they're not. However, what TK said is very valid. I don't need friends that I can say, you know, tell all of my troubles to. I don't need those kind of friends. However, it is always appropriate for your friends to say, how are you today? Just a how are you, or how was your day, can lift that burden of being the strong friend. Something as simple as, I got a group of friends now who will send me $10 on Cash App and say, go get you something from Starbucks. If I'm having a strong friend down day, those $10 Starbucks lifts me right up, because it's like, I didn't get your text this morning that said good morning, beautiful, or I didn't get your smile via Facebook today. Just them noticing that I had a bad day and I didn't have a normal day, and saying, go do something for yourself is enough for me. I don't need to tell. I talk to my mama about my problems, if we honest. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really tell my friends those kinds of things anyway. Not that I don't trust them with that. It's just that I'm their strong friend. So why would I give them my baggage? So if I'm having a bad day, I'll call my mom and vent about it, scream and yell, and then I'm done with it. However, um facts. My mama said facts, because I don't need my friends for those reasons. And not all of my friends are what we would consider the weak friend. I have strong friends, but even those strong friends, I'm the strong friend for. And like TK said, it's not that we're saying we don't want those friends to come to us with their woes and how they feel and their bad days and stuff like that. It's just, if you notice that I didn't post a picture today smiling, ask me, am I okay? It's just the little stuff that helps the strong friend out. They are friends who know you and know your ways. I agree, Miss Richardson. My friends typically know when I'm having a bad day. And sometimes they do without hesitation, Jazz, are you okay? It's just sometimes I need it a little more often than they give it, because take this season of my life. I have had some horrible stuff to happen from the beginning of the year to now. And I'm not one of those friends who like to answer the phone all the time. But my friends are phone talkers, right? And so since they know that I'm having a bad time, they're like, Jazz, answer the phone. That kind of just adds a little more level of stress to me, because I don't like talking on the phone, right? And the way I deal with it is, let me have my moment, and when I'm done with my moment, I'll be back, right? But in that, if you decide to pop up at my house with some flowers because I like flowers, yes, I'll open the door. If you decide to send me a cash app and say, go get you some Starbucks, yes, I'm going to reply, thank you. You know what I mean? So I don't want to put out the narrative that my friends are not there. It's just, are they there when I most need them? Are they? And I'm not saying be there. Don't come sit on my couch next to me. I'm not that friend. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a people person that don't like people, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I want to deal with people how I want to deal with people. And yes, that's selfish, and I admit it, but that's how I am. And my real friends know that. I have everybody, most of the people on here that's from my page know that Catherine Rice Jones is my friend, right? Catherine is a phone talker. Catherine will pop up, if she feel like her friends ain't answering and they not doing what they need to be doing. I'm not that friend. So sometimes I will ignore her phone call. You know what I mean? And then she'll pop up. So I know if I don't answer the phone, she gonna pop up. And strong friends need that other strong friend to do that sometimes. She'll come over, make me laugh for 20 or 30 minutes, and she'll go on her merry way, you know? And strong friends need that other strong friend. So we're not saying that our friends can't come to us on that level. It's just, if you're going to keep dumping your stuff on me, at some point you got to ask me, am I okay? You know? So that's it.
Yeah, yeah, that part. Strong friends need strong. Hey, charity girl, I see ya. I see ya. I see you, girl. She said strong friends need strong friends too. That's good. And
Yeah.
I don't know you, Sister Richardson, but hi. I'm glad that you're on and you're commenting. Everybody's a sister and a brother. I'm sorry, sister. How you doing? You may have not even known the father, but it don't matter. Sister, you're a sister to me. Um, but that is absolutely key, right? Like, we're not saying that, and that's this. I've been on that lately, right, Jazz? Like,
Mhm.
and I was telling my friends, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but who gonna pop up on me? Because when I'm sick or I'm down, don't know. I don't post stuff on Facebook. She is. See, this why. This why, Charity. This is why. Look here, she talking good because look. My mama's strong friend needs to be a listener. Yes, we are. You mean we need a listener? I think that's what my mom means.
We need a listener.
That's my mom.
Probably.
Okay. But you know, who's to say, hey, how are you doing? And now this is the thing, right? Because I'm like that. I'm not a phone person either. And I think it depends on the person. I will say it does depend on the person. Don't get me wrong. And we have a lot of different avenues now where we can contact without being on the phone for hours. Right? So we have Marco Polo. We have memojis. We have, we can leave voice memos and text. Baby, if you want to see me, I can send you a video clip, right? It's easy. But, right, who's going to be there to say, like you said, hey, you don't seem like yourself.
Right.
You don't seem like yourself. You good? Who?
Right.
Right?
Right.
And I will say, and he's on here, my youth pastor, Elder Austin, he's good with, like if I come into church and I'm like not my chipper self, which I'm normally chipper, but not everybody can gauge when I'm not in a good place, which is hard. It's not often, right? But he'll look and he'll say, you all right? And then I'll be like, I will be, or whatever. But that right there means the world. And my friend Tasha, she's good with, and I'll probably get her in trouble, but I don't care. She's my friend. So if you have a problem with what she does for me, that's not my fault or hers. So don't come at her like that, okay? Because I will be that friend that come to you. Boop, boop. Right? So she'll send me like, okay, hey, you seem a little down today. Here's your Starbucks gift card. Right?
Yeah.
And we are, we're the strong friend for each other. So God, but I had given up. Let me tell you something about the friendship. The two God-given friendships I acquired over time, right? I had given up. I said, clearly, I'm only supposed to be a strong friend. I'm not going to have a friend that's going to be able to see me for me. I'm not going to be able to have a strong friend because the Lord allows me to feel people when they're not even near me. So I can pick up on a person and they're halfway across the country. Hey, I feel this. What's wrong? Right? I'm like, Lord, I ain't got that for me. Who does that for me? So that's been a prayer. So then now I'm like, well, since it ain't gonna happen no time soon, because years not going by, I said, whatever. Clearly, I'm supposed to be just that friend to everybody else, and I have that for myself. But the Lord didn't allow. He allowed my friend Chantel to come, and I mentioned her last live, and then He allowed my friend Tasha to come, right? Because granted, when we get a certain part or a certain place in our life, we have more to acquire. So my friend Chantel, I'm not going to load on her every time we talk because I got to get updates about her life, my godchildren, things like that. So that's not always a thing, right? So He allowed me to have someone else that's going to help balance that out, right? But we have to be able to accept that. And even and I'm believing this for you too, Jasmine, because like you said, you got them people to stop and pop up and that'd be enough, right? But who's to say how often, or who's to say, but I'm glad to know that God bless us to have those people.
Right.
That even
and
though
then the other thing is, being a strong friend, I think people sometimes get it misconstrued. We're strong friends because we have to be, not because we want to be. There is a difference. I have a short story. So, TK, I think she said in the beginning of this that we've known each other for almost close to 10. It's probably a little over 10 years now. And so she has seen the transition of friendships that I have. If somebody is close to me, people know it, right? Because I don't let a lot of people get close to me. There was a situation some years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago now, where someone who is not my friend posted a picture on social media, and everybody thought that this picture looked like me, right? I was not offended by the picture being posted. That was never my problem. My problem came in when people who were claiming to be my friends went on this picture and laughed maybe years later because the picture was being reposted every year. And so I even had someone who was supposed to be my friend come to me and say, it was just a picture. Like, you Jasmine Jones, like, I thought you had thicker skin than that. Well, you're misconstruing the problem here. The problem is you are my friend, and I have defended you silently several times, with reason. These people who were, talking about you and doing stuff against you were not wrong, but I defended you in your absence, and then you go and publicly laugh and whatever you were doing with these other people via social media. That means to me that you are not my friend, right? And then in addition to that, my friend is calling me right now because clearly she don't know that I'm on this live, and I'm gonna have to tell her, girl, I was live, that's why I couldn't answer. TK, you can't hear me? Y'all, TK looks so tired. She looked done. Okay. Woo-wee. You is tired of this audio, ain't you? Okay. So back to my story. So yes, Miss Richardson, that's what I came to the conclusion of. She was not my friend. And so sometimes it takes us going through relationship after relationship, and people showing us that they're not there for us like we're there for them. And that was the whole point of that story. That was just a time where I realized that this person was not really my friend. How I defended them and how I came to their aid. They were not my friend, how I was their friend. And so sometimes we go through years of wasted time and wasted relationship. I guess it's really not wasted because they got something out of it and we learned a lesson. However, it feels like wasted time and wasted relationships when you encounter people who don't have your best interest at heart like you have theirs. That's all I'm saying. Can you hear me? Woo-wee.
You asked me, can I hear you?
Yes.
Look here. Look here. When I tell you the struggle, seasonal brands. Kiana,
Right.
I don't know you. But honey, that'd be the one. Right there. Seasonal friends. No, Jasmine, I'm still having technical difficulties, but we thank God for being able to hear on one device and speak on another. Hallelujah. We will make it work. But absolutely, like, oh, Jazz is your friend. Well, hey, girl. Okay, come through for the
Hey,
friend.
girl.
Yes, hey, I love it. Look here, I'm with it. I'm with it. Love it. That's exciting. Your friend is here.
Right.
Hey, Kiana, girl. But
we working with it, y'all. We gonna figure it out.
I'm sorry, guys. That was me. I couldn't agree more on what you said. Like it's like us making this comment or us stating about strong friends or having strong friends or being a strong friend. It's like you got to tiptoe around the topic because people can be so sensitive about it, right? Like, well, what you trying to say? And I'm like, sis, that wasn't even directed towards you. Like, that wasn't even for you. But it's like when we speak our truth or when we're expressing how we feel about a said thing or anything, really, it's like, well, why? Or what's up with that? But honestly, it's like knowing the difference between, like you said, that friend who really has your back. Because let me tell you something. Give me how, Lord. Because that work, Linda. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. It's not for everyone, right? And people toss it around like it's confetti. God, my Father. But knowing, no, and it's crazy because it's like you still gotta be the bigger person even when you know people out here talking about you, right? And the people who's supposed to be your friend. All right. I believe that if you're a strong friend and I know it, I should be aware of that and consider you in your feelings. Naomi, I almost took off running. I did. Because you would think. But that's coming from a strong friend, though, Naomi. You're a strong friend, right? So it's easier for us as strong friends to recognize. And I think because it's not, I think, and this is another thing that I did have to, and I share often with, I get my technical stuff sorting out, guys. So I'm really coming around, so I'm able to focus. When you're able, when you know what you are and who you are in a dynamic, right? You have to be, there are times when you have to teach people how to be. And that, right, whether it's a mate, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend. And some people are not always qualified, but, right, there are some people who you have to work with, given their position. So family, we know, some family members we have to teach how to love us, how to communicate with us, how to do. Mate, you have to teach them how, these are my quirks, this is my quirks. I don't really like this. You have to talk to me this way, or don't talk to me like that. I don't like that. You have to really deal with.
I said, talk to me nice.
Listen. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. Yeah, I heard you. I can hear you. So, yeah, like, you have to teach people how to love you and how to work with you. And the same goes with some friendships, right? If there's a person who you know that you are supposed to be with, like and I'm talking about friendships that you know are ordained by God, right? Because I believe, now look, I do not believe in I don't toss that word around. Everybody is not my friend. I may know you. I may kick it with you every once in a while if we leave in a church. Hey, you want to go out to eat with us? And I'm with some, sure. Or I may say no, right? But I may say sure. But that does not mean that you're a best friend or a friend of mine. You're a colleague. You're an acquaintance. That's the thing about us. We give titles to people who do not deserve it. We just give them stuff, and we're like, who? And I have to ask the person. This one person I know, they give a title. When I tell you, they would meet a person today, okay, today, and they wouldn't even look here. Oh, they're my friend. You're grown. You're not even a kid. What you mean? That's stuff children do, right? Children are like, oh, that's my friend. That's my friend. But you have to learn to set. Now, look, Linda, because I was just about to say, you got to learn to set boundaries.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong.
What you was about to say, Jasmine?
The people, I said, don't get me wrong. The people that I consider my friends now, because if I'm honest, and this is about honesty, right? You cannot be a weak person and be Jasmine friend. In the beginning of this, TK said, um, that people don't like me. You have to be a strong person to be my friend. And I can't even tell y'all why. One of my friends said that the people don't like me because I don't smile. They said I got a resting face, right? Um, and so to be my friend though, like to consider yourself my friend, you have to be a strong person because I can tell you stories left and right about the crazy stuff that happens to me. I mean, people trolling social media, trying to find out where I live and all that other kind of stuff. Like I say that I'm a local celebrity, but I'll be joking when I say it, but the things that have happened to me over time kind of give validity to that statement. It's like, why are they looking for me? Like, what I don't know you, you don't know me, and we can keep it that way. I ain't nobody. But the stories that I have, you wouldn't believe unless you've been, privy to being in my circle and seeing the stuff that people say and seeing the stuff that people do to try and harm me, so to speak. And so the older I've gotten, my friends that I really consider friends, they protect that for me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have people around me right now that I know of that don't have my best interests at heart. Somebody is going to say something out of my presence just to see if you're really my friend. And that's just how my life has been for my whole life. I don't know why. And I've stopped asking. Um,
Mhm.
but you have to be strong to be my friend. And I've just come to that conclusion. I have no space for weak people. And yes, I bring people in and I talk to people and I take on their stuff. But I don't consider all of those people my friends. I can sit down at a bus station right now, and before I get up out of that seat, somebody is going to tell me a story from the time they were 2 until 60. You know what I mean? Like, I guess I have a face that says talk to me. And those secrets from those kind of people I'll take with me to my grave. People don't like me and don't even have a reason. Most of the people who don't like me,
Mhm.
I hold their secrets. I have all of their secrets that are gonna go to the grave with me. I would never tell
Mhm.
anybody. And so
Jasmine.
go ahead, I'm done. Because that's gonna take
Listen,
me.
because that part right there, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, I think look, I was gonna say, like, the problem with people, like, I know when people talk, and I know who they talk to, and it's nothing that I done, right? But it's literally like discernment plus like the giftings of the Lord. Like, I can tell you every person that the person done talked to and what they done said about me, right? But yet they come to me about the people they talking to. I said, God, why can't I just be messy for one time? Please. I literally pray. I said, God, please, just let me get one. Please. Because I really be sitting here like it's not fair that these people, this is me. Now look, if you're on here, you're gonna judge me and you're gonna make me try to feel some type of way, baby. It's not gonna work because this is my truth, right? I I be like, Lord, just give me one because I'm upholding a standard and they not even trying to uphold their own doggone standard, but yet I'm the one that's wrong in their eyes. But then it's crazy because then you see these posts where they say, it's funny how you talk to me about this person, but now you're in that person's face again. Good God, today.
The one thing that I do appreciate
What was you about to say?
The one thing that I do appreciate, and there's several things I appreciate about being a strong friend, but the one thing I appreciate is that God has us covered, right? And I don't even mean to be all churchy and stuff, but when you said something, it kind of triggered something in me because I was in the shower one day and literally heard somebody who considered themselves to be my friend having a conversation about me, about my business with somebody else that I don't even know. I know who the person is, but I don't know them. Um, and then the same, not the next day, within the same hour, I had to talk to that person and talk them off a ledge, from dealing with their own stuff. After I knew what you just said, who you just said it to, I got to be your strong friend. But the fact that God trusted me enough with that information was enough for me, really. Um, the fact that God revealed to me that there's a conversation gave me the opportunity to either move forward or not, with that friendship. And it wasn't even anything that was necessarily derogatory. It was just the fact that I gave you information that I trusted you with. And then you went and passed that information to somebody else, which is something that I would never do to somebody that I consider a friend. So like I just said, the bigger thing that I appreciate about being the strong friend is God really never leaves us in the dark. I too can feel people who are not even in the same state with me. My mom, and my aunt, we have a text group. And every so often my aunt will get in that group and she'll say, my left leg is hurting. Who right leg is bothering them? Like we have that connection. My my boyfriend was sitting next to me on the couch one day, and I looked over and I said, "Do you have a headache?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got a headache." I'm like, "Sir, take something." Like my head is pounding, and this ain't me. Like but the fact that God gives us that, like the fact that He trusts me enough to handle that for other people is really enough for me to run on and see what the end is gonna be as the strong friend. I appreciate God for that. I'm done, TK. I can't keep talking because this frog is just getting bigger and bigger in my throat.
No, no, you better pop that cough drop. You better pop that cough drop because, wow, wow, and that's wow. I'm so like amazed now. I'm starting to see that it's not just me. You can see, right? It's not just you, and that right there is. And who else in the comments that can say it's not just me, right? Because sometimes we really do feel like we by ourselves. And I do believe that that is a trick of the enemy because he knows if he can play on our strengths, which can counter as a weakness, meaning if he knows that we are strong, right? But he knows that if he lays on that burden and make it feel so heavy, we're gonna get tired and we're gonna cave, right? If he knows if we can get tired of that, then he got us, right? I saw these ads on Jasmine. I'm so amazed at the fact that you just said all that stuff because and my friend Tasha can tell you we feel each other and other people all the time. I tell her husband, and I told her husband, I think I was on my way. I was in their state, but or sometimes I'm here. I said, hey, dude, you need to go to get the doctor, get your chest worked out because I'm not going to deal with this, right? I'm driving to Indiana to go see my best friend before she had, my first godchild or my second of their two. I can't remember, but I felt her pregnancy pains in my back. I texted her, I said, hey, your back hurt? She said, yeah. I said, dog, I was so ready to make a U-turn because I ain't never gave birth, but baby, that thing right there, no, that's not for the faint of heart. But it's because the primes are placed in certain locations alone. Transformers. Naomi is also a strong friend, if you could not tell. Right. So it's the accuracy for me, Naomi. Thank you. But it's literally like amazing to me that you have, and I would have never known, Jasmine, as long as I've known you, I think we've known each other over 10 years. I would have never known that that was something that you carry or that you experience, that God gives you or has given you, if it was not explained or you did not say that. Right? Jasmine, Miss Faye says she gone. Love you, Mama Faye.
Love you, Ma.
Love you so much. But wow, like I don't know, y'all. I be trying to put this on the cat, like leave it at an hour, but it's so deep, and
Right.
I think we may end up coming back for a season, a next one. You know, we may have to have another session because, I mean,
it definitely runs deep.
I just,
It definitely runs deep.
yeah, I just,
And I think these conversations are necessary. Because like you said, you would have never known had I verbalized it, right? Because I just walk around like, the world is, sunflowers and roses, and that's not even, I was telling my brother, um we were explaining to my children, because my kids are spoiled. And so we were explaining to my children that some of the things that they want right now are going to have to wait, right? Because, bills are due, everybody's struggling, blah, blah, blah. And so my brother verbalized, what did he say? He said, we walking around fronting like we got it all together. And I said, well, really, it's not a front. I'm like, you don't have to walk around with your problems on your sleeve. You know what I mean? You don't, it ain't everybody business that you just had to pay $1,400 for
right.
rent. It ain't everybody business that you just had to pay your car note. But the way was made. You know what I mean? So maybe I am walking around with $100 to my name, or $10 to my name, or $5 for that matter. But that ain't nobody business. So it's not really fronting. It's going along to get along. You know what I mean? It ain't, I don't have to walk around looking like what I'm going through. And so I think these conversations are imperative because just from tonight, I can tell that I'm not going through that alone by myself. It's not just me who got to deal with all of the extraness of being a strong friend. And so, again, these conversations are necessary. And they don't have to be live, girl. We can go to Starbucks.
Yeah. Sign me up for the Christian Jubilee, honey. Look. Okay. Because yeah, and I'm it's all making sense. Like when I tell y'all I'm literally walking this thing out second by second, step by step. I really don't understand why God is doing what he's doing. I just know there's a purpose for it. But I know, and like you said, like people see us and they don't even think about half the stuff we bear. They don't, right? And oh my god sister is on. Hi, Kish. They don't even think about that. But we make it look good. It's the grace for me. Because God's grace, it's literally a covering. That's the only way. That's the only way you can carry it. And the thing is, that's what I was saying. I saw this post, and we're wrapping up, guys. We're just gonna have to do a part 2. And we're gonna bring in we're gonna add another person to this. Jasmine, please be available next Thursday. I pray that you are available. Oh my God, even if we have to break it up, but like I really do hope we don't have to. Please. But yeah, I was watching these different videos on Facebook, and you know how these ads pop up. And there was this ad that was saying depression, feeling alone, And it was having all these different words that you feel that are, you know, sad, you know. And they said at the end, Jesus I think they said Jesus went through too, right? And I'm like, wow. And then it kept popping up, and I'm like, okay, who in my business and what's happening? Because why does this ad keep popping up on my stuff? But it really, you know, they be listening to these calls. You be a fool to think they are, okay? But it does help to see that. You know, sometimes when you're in the middle of something and you really are trying to finagle your way through, because, and like I said, I've had these past few days for me have been the worst emotionally for me. And some people would never know, right? Unless I say something. But it's true that we go through things for a reason. And I done cried, and people know me, I'm not a crier. I'd have to be like on my absolute sick bed on the verge of like, I can't breathe before I break down and cry about something. Right. But there are some things that we literally have to release in order to keep going. And that's, you know, I'm understanding that, but we are going to continue trusting God through this process. I am grateful for Jasmine again so much for coming through and being a part of this live. We are going to, Lord willing, this is not the end of this type of conversation, because like I said, the enemy is busy, because I'm multitasking right now, trying to hear on one part and speak on another. But I am grateful that Jasmine came and was decided to be a part. I'm just so grateful, because I know that Jasmine is like, listen here, Jasmine is a hot commodity. If you have not noticed, she is famous. She said it. Like, she's famous. But I love her so much, and I appreciate her. Like, and that's another thing about boundaries. When you know where you fit in a person's life, you know the connection you have, you don't have to force anything. I don't need to be anything more than what I am to know that I'm a part and that I'm loved by Jasmine. She knows that I'm loved by her, which I think when I first met Jasmine, she called me an evangelist, and I was just like, excuse me, what? Like, and it was so judgmental, like, no, you just a little evangelist. Excuse me. But she loved me for who I was. I loved her for who she was, where she was. She loved me for who I was and where I was. There was no, oh, you need to do this, or oh, none of that. None of that. We loved each other for where we were. And that's something that I always value about Jasmine. She is the same. She is, and don't let her fool you, baby. She can go to God. She's been running a long time. She gonna get on me about that. Okay, but anyway. Anyway, as I stated, we get ready to get out of here. Jasmine is the CEO and owner of Jazz It Up, right? And that is a fashion, like, spot. Like, that you can get fashion advice from her. She can help set up and arrange your photo shoots, your outfits. Like, Jasmine is, I say this often. Now, there are some outfits Jasmine can pull off, baby, that I could never. And I won't try. I know. Look here. I know. But she's absolutely amazing in that regard. And I love that God is actually branching her out and you know, expanding her. I can't wait to come to her ordination service. But this is her thank you, Shay, for chiming in.
Ooh, it's time to go for real.
I love you, Jasmine. This is her one of her brands, or her fashion line, Flourish Unapologetically. And honestly, Jasmine, you know, I see it. I think I want a hoodie that just say Flourish. But the unapologetic, I ain't apologizing. That goes without being said. You know what I'm saying? This right here, though, like, she has a Letterman jacket that I'm like, oh my God, Jasmine, I need. She has dresses. She has joggers. She has everything. Jazzitup.net, is it?
It's
Yes.
www.jazzitup.online.
See, did my homework. Online was close, but you gotta be on the net to be online. Hallelujah. But yes, support our own, and that's one thing we're gonna support Black owned businesses. If you come on here, you have anything going on, whether it's an event, whether it's now I'm not gonna go on here and promote nobody rump shanking and booties and vibrating and stuff, and we're not doing that. All right, we're gonna support you in your good endeavors, but that right there we will not. But nevertheless, support. And thank you again, Jasmine. I truly do appreciate you. Thank you all for coming and joining in and being with us with all of these issues. Jasmine, you got anything you want to say before we dismiss?
Nothing really, but I love you all, and there's absolutely, positively nothing you can ever do about it. And I thank you for the opportunity, TK. I love you.
I love you, girl. I love you. But thank you all so much again. We appreciate you. I'll try to talk to Jasmine to see if she can come back. But this is needed, and I am so grateful. As I stated, you guys are moving through this thing with me. I don't know what God is doing, but I do believe that it is a purpose behind it, right? For me, especially, I'm trusting God, and I'm hoping that every topic that comes forth blesses you, encourages you, it helps you not to feel alone, because that is the absolute purpose. One of the absolute purposes of this whole initiative is to make sure that we're repairing the breach, and making sure that heaven is hearing us, right? And making sure that you are heard by God, and He's sending this to help us realize that. So every topic that we're going to be discussing is coming from the Lord. I'm really just trusting Him at this point. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you guys for coming in. To all of Jasmine friends, thank you for coming on. She wasn't feeling well, but she still decided to stick it out, and I'm appreciative of that. But you all just be encouraged. Hang on in there. If you have a strong friend, if you are the strong friend, whatever place you are in life, be encouraged to know that you are not by yourself. We rocking with you, and God is having people come and help you. Even if you don't even know where the help is going to come from, just trust Him for it. But we love you so much. Thank you again to everyone who has supported me. Tasha, I appreciate you. I love you so much. Thank you all. It's good to see you, Mother Greenfield. Hi. Thank you all again for coming in. I appreciate you. You all be encouraged, and have a blessed and safe night, and a blessed and safe weekend. Thank you.